Hello everyone, welcome to our own YouTube channel Face the Test Life Science. So in this particular video, we are going to discuss which books you should refer for all these subjects to study for various entrance exams in life science subject, and also these books will help you to study for your degree examinations or university examinations where you have to write theory answers. Okay. So let us start with the biochemistry subject. For biochemistry subjects, these three books are best books. Okay. And the best books among these is Leninger. Okay, but the problem with Leninger is that most of the students find it difficult to understand or interpret the information or to decode the information. Okay, in that case you can refer to Voigt and Voigt or Stryer book. Okay, mainly the metabolic pathways part is given best in Leninger book, but again the weightage of metabolic pathways is very less in almost all life science exams. Okay, so you can skip metabolic pathways part. Okay, because it is not worth it to remember so many enzymes and pathways. Okay, just to solve one question. Okay, so if you have time, you can always study metabolic pathways, but for CSR net exam I would suggest you to skip the metabolic pathways part from biochemistry subject. Okay. And for amino acid and proteins, if you understand from this Leninger book, it is good. But if you are facing some problem to understand from Leninger book, then you can always refer to Voigt and Voigt and Stryer book. So you can compare the topics from these three books. From whichever book you find it easier to understand, you can refer that book for that particular topic. Okay. But you don't have to make notes from each of these books. Okay, for example, if you are making notes for amino acids, so it is not mandatory to make notes from Leninger also, Voigt and Voigt also, and Stryer also. You just have to compare that from these three books, from which book that particular topic is explained in easier way so that you can understand. Okay. For molecular biology, no doubt James Watson is the best book. So there are many different books also available in the market, and many others say that those books are better than James Watson book. But the problem with those books are that there are many proteins names given in those books. Okay, so we cannot remember all those proteins names. For example, transcription initiation complex in eukaryotes has many proteins associated with it, but only the common ones and important ones are required, and those proteins only will be asked in the exam. Then why should we remember all of the proteins involved in making that transcription initiation complex? Okay, so in James Watson book, all the common proteins and important proteins which are there in those processes like DNA replication, transcription, translation are given in the James Watson book, and from those proteins only the questions are asked in the various life science exams. Okay, so James Watson book is best book for molecular biology. Okay, for cell biology, Lodish book is best, but the signaling pathway part is given in very much depth, and it is explained in little difficult way. Okay, so if you can understand that signaling part from Lodish book, you can always refer to it. But if you are finding it difficult to understand the signaling pathway from Lodish book, you can always refer to Bruce Albert. In this particular book, the signaling pathway is given or is explained in very easy way. Okay, so you can again compare these three books. Okay, the topic which you are finding difficult in any of these three books, you can always compare these three books, and from whichever book you find that topic easy to understand, you can always refer that book. Okay, but among these three books, I would say that Lodish is the best book. Most of the time the questions in the CSR net have been asked as it is from Lodish book and sometimes from Bruce Albert's book. Okay, so these two books are very much important, but first priority is Lodish book. Okay, for immunology, I would suggest QB book. So it is a vast book of around 1500 to 2000 pages or more than that. It may be more than that in the latest edition, but again I would suggest to skip immunology if you are studying for CSIR NET exam. Okay, because the weightage is very much less and you have to study the vast syllabus of immunology from reference book. Even if you study the conceptual question which is asked in CSIR NET exam from immunology is of good level. Okay, so it is not worth it to study immunology just to solve one part B question of CSIR NET exam, that is for 2 marks. Okay, so we cannot study 1500 pages for 2 marks. Okay, so if you have BSc or MSc college notes, they are sufficient to solve that one section B part or part B question of CSIR NET exam of 2 marks. Or you can just study the basics and concepts of immunology. Okay, you don't have to study in much depth. In almost all life science exam, this immunology subject has least weightage except DBT exam. In DBT exam, around 15 to 20 questions are asked from immunology. But again, those questions are not asked in very much depth. Okay, so basic questions are asked from immunology in DBT exam. Okay, so for DBT exam, the weightage is around 60 marks. Okay, so for DBT, immunology subject is very much important. Developmental biology, best book is Gilbert. The questions asked in the CSIR NET exam are as it is, even word to word from this book. Okay, so this is the best book to study developmental biology. This plant developmental biology as well as animal developmental biology you can study from Gilbert book. For genetics, I would suggest Indian author, that is B.D. Singh, because genetics is the subject which is little hard to understand, and if you are referring to foreign author books, then it is very much difficult to understand this subject, and many students are scared of this subject. So for all those students, I have launched genetics course on my Android app as per students' demand. It is beginners to advanced level course. Even the BSc students can solve CSIR NET, that is PhD entrance exam questions after completing my course. More than 120 students have joined in the 3 months. The course fee is very much least, that is 500 rupees, which can rise in the future. Okay, so you can join that course. It is very much less price, and I have explained genetics in such a way that you will be able to solve any CSIR NET level question. Along with my self-designed diagrams, I have also explained each and every type of genetics numerical question which can be asked in the exam, and what is the approach to solve those types of questions. I have also explained pedigree analysis, and all the students who have joined my genetics course are very much happy because they are able to solve good level questions from this subject. Okay, so Hardy-Weinberg numericals and all is just a piece of cake for them. Okay, so you can definitely join the genetics course. I will be providing the link in the video description. And we also have Telegram groups. One is doubt discussion group where students discuss their doubts with each other, as well as another Telegram group which is quiz group, on which I have uploaded more than 3000 premium quality quiz questions, not copied and pasted from anywhere. Okay, they are self-designed by me, so you can get benefit from those questions. Okay, even if you join now, you will find more than 3000 questions on that Telegram group. I will be providing the links of Telegram groups, doubt discussion group, quiz groups, as well as the Android app link in the description. Okay, so you are free to visit the links and you are free to join the course if you like the demo lectures on my Android app. Okay, for plant physiology, I will recommend or I will suggest Lincoln Theis book, because from this book also word to word questions have been asked in the CSIR NET exam before. Okay, this is the best book for plant physiology. For animal physiology, Guyton and Ganning's review of medical physiology books are enough, and they are good books. Okay, but the problem is that you don't have to study each and everything from these books, because these books are for MBBS and for all those doctors who have completed MBBS and studying for MD exams. So you don't have to study each and everything from these books. Okay, you just have to read the concepts which are getting asked repeatedly in your life science exams. Okay, you don't have to study each and everything. For ecology, no doubt you can study from Peter Stilling, or you can even refer to another reference book if you have for ecology, because from ecology conceptual questions are mainly asked in life science exams. Okay, and the questions are very much easy, and this subject is very much easy to understand. Okay, evolution, Strickberger you can refer, or you can refer to 11th 12th NCERT book if you don't know the basics of evolution, and the NEET preparation books in the market. You can purchase those and you can prepare evolution part from it. Okay, it is more than enough, because from evolution part also the conceptual questions are asked. For example, phylogenetic tree analysis, okay, geographical time scale. Okay, so such questions are asked from this unit. For diversity, again I will suggest you to skip this subject, because the questions can be asked from anywhere. So it is not worth it to study all those or all the information. Okay, for example, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, it is not worth it, because the characteristics can be asked in detail or in depth. Okay, it is also very much difficult to remember each and every characteristic. It is very much confusing to remember all the characters. So I will basically suggest to skip the diversity subject for life science exams. Okay, even if you study them in depth, you never know, the question can be asked from anywhere. Okay, that for example, which of the following is the predominant species found in this sanctuary, wildlife sanctuary. Okay, so it is not worth it to study diversity for life science exams. Okay, but you can study the plant diseases, okay, the vectors of the diseases, illness. You can go through the previous year questions, you can note down the questions, and you can simply memorize those questions. Okay, and if you want to prepare diversity, then you can prepare from internet, 11th 12th NCERT books, and also general knowledge books for UPSC preparation, which are available in the market. And the best books to prepare for diversity is obviously those books which are available in the market, which are used for preparing forest officers examination. Okay, so those books you can find out and you can go through it. For techniques, the best book is Wilson and Walker. For techniques, you don't have to study in very much depth. Okay, normal principle of technique is enough. You don't have to remember construction of those techniques. You don't have to remember the working of those techniques. Mainly the principal part is important to solve the questions in your life science exam, and mainly the application part of that technique is important. You will be given a scientific scenario in your question, and then you will be asked that which of the following techniques can be used to perform the above experiment. Okay, such questions will be asked. So there is no need to go in very much depth of understanding the construction also and working of techniques also. You just have to remember the principle of the technique and where the technique can be applied. Okay, for applied biology, again there are many subjects. For example, plant tissue culture, animal tissue culture, bioprocess engineering, recombinant DNA technology, genetic engineering. And once a question from bioinformatics was asked in CSIR NET exam. Okay, but it is not worth it to read bioinformatics for CSIR NET exam. Okay, so for applied biology, you can refer to T.A. Brown book, Primrose book, and Bernard Glick book. Okay, So what you will do, you will first go through the syllabus or CSR net syllabus from this applied biology unit, and those topics you can search in these books, and whichever book you find easy to understand or that particular topic is given well in these books, you can refer any book from these three books and then you can make your own notes. Okay, so you have to compare the information given for that particular topic from all these three books. Whichever book you find best or easy to understand, or you find that particular topic is explained in best way from any of these three books, you can always refer to that particular book. For bioprocess engineering, no doubt Stanberry and Whittaker is the best book if you want to understand the basics of this subject. Okay, and once you understand the basics, you can refer to Doran book for numerical practice. Okay, because in GATE biotechnology exam, in GATE biotechnology exam, bioprocess engineering subject has vast weightage. Okay, and even if you know the basics, you won't be able to solve the numericals until and unless you practice the numerical part. Okay, so mainly microbial growth kinetics is the very important topic from bioprocess engineering for any life science competitive exam. Then sterilization part is also important. Sterilization numericals are asked, scale up numericals are asked, mixing time, okay, Reynolds number. So such questions are asked in GATE biotechnology exam and DBT exam also. For DBT exam, again the weightage of bioprocess engineering is 60 marks. Immunology weightage is 60 marks. Developmental biology weightage is 45 marks. Plant physiology unit is 60 marks. Animal physiology unit is only around 30 marks. Okay, so around 10 questions are asked from animal physiology. Ecology, evolution are not asked in DBT exam. Okay, so you can go through the previous year question papers and then you can analyze the weightage of each and every subject. For animal cell culture and plant tissue culture, the best books are Ian Freshney for animal cell culture and S.S. Bhojwani and M.K. Razdan for plant tissue culture. Again, for CSR net exam, these two subjects are not important, because even if the question is asked, it will be only for 4 to 6 marks. Total 4 to 6 marks it will be asked. Okay, but sometimes not even a single question is asked from these subjects. Okay, so you can totally skip this for CSR net exam. Okay, and in other exams also very basic questions are asked. For example, which of the following tissue culture will you use to produce virus free plants? Okay, then the option will be given: shoot culture, root culture. So such questions will be asked in your exam. What is the role of agar in plant tissue culture? Okay, so such questions will be asked in life science exam from these topics. Okay, for example, in animal cell culture, you can get question like what is Hayflick's limit? Okay, what is Hayflick's limit? So that question was asked in DBT exam once. Okay, for microbiology, you can refer to Prescott, Brock and Toltora book. So these three books are best books to study microbiology. For CSR net life science exam, this subject is not important because the questions are not asked from microbiology in CSR net life science exam, as well as GATE biotechnology exam has least or no weightage for microbiology subject. But microbiology is very much important if you are preparing for GATE life science exam, because whole section or subject is available to choose for GATE life science exam. Okay, so those who are preparing for, or those who have selected microbiology subject for life science exam, they can study from these three books. Microbiology has again least or no weightage in DBT, JRF exam, ICMR. ICMR has few questions from microbiology. BARC OCES has one or no question from microbiology, and Maharashtra State Life Science has around 1 to 2 questions from microbiology. Okay, so again we cannot study entire microbiology to solve 1 or 2 questions. Okay, So yes, these books you can refer. So you should not get confused if you are watching any other video on YouTube, okay? Because these books are very much, or these books are best to study these subjects, okay? So I hope this lecture was very much helpful for you. And if you haven't subscribed our channel yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel so that other students will also get motivated, and we will also get motivated, and we will come up with such amazing videos just for you guys, okay? And also don't forget to press the bell icon so that you will get notified when my next videos will get uploaded. Otherwise you will miss those videos. And if you have any doubt, you can always comment down in the comment section. And if you really think that this lecture was very much helpful for you, then drop a like, comment, and also share this video with your friends, because we should help everyone, okay? So yes, thanks for watching. See you in the next lecture.